Liam, how's the week been? How's things going?
Yeah, good week. I think heavy period just before it with the travel. Where you look at it over that 2 week period with Fleetwood away, Sunderland away, Charlton away, some late nights, some really tough games. I think especially this stage of the season, the rest is just as important as the training. So we use the opportunity to recharge the guys, get them in a good spot physically. So it's been a good week. I think see the guys today, and they're looking sharp. So it's been a good week.
How's David reacted to a bit of football? Is everything okay with David Kasumi?
Yeah, he's won again. Obviously, he jumped in. Obviously, did 60 minutes last week. So he felt a little tired with his groin towards the end, but he's come through. He's feeling okay. So he's in a good spot, and I thought he did well last week.
Just had a conversation with Troy Parrott, a player, and I said to him, we saw you burst onto the scene at the beginning of the season and maybe drop off a little bit. By his own admission, he agreed. He said absolutely. But recently, he's been super. He's been back to the Troy Parrott we recognised from the start of the season.
Yeah, I think when you look at Troy, I think because his name's been around for so long, and he obviously came onto the scene quite young. People forget how early he still is in his career. He's only just recently turned 20. So when you look at it in terms of games and also years, he's still quite young. He's still learning. And I think that's the biggest thing that it's probably the most pleasing thing for us as a group of staff is seeing that progress in him over the course of the year in so many aspects that a lot of people won't see. They'll see the end product on the pitch, but just the bits in and around the place. How he trains, how much he's really driving his own program to watch his clips, etc. And the biggest thing, which I think when I look at someone like Skip in the group, the biggest thing is being able to do it consistently over a 50-game season. I think that's the biggest challenge for young players coming through is can you consistently churn out performances week in, week out. In a league that we know so demanding and so intense, and that's where I think he's now at. I think he's now in a good spot where he's able to do that, and he's been terrific for the team in the last 6-8 weeks. He's done really well.
And sometimes we forget, all of us, that footballers have families, football have private lives, footballers have all the things that are going on. It's sometimes just to, I suppose, block out a lot of that noise going on behind the scenes and devote and focus your time pretty much 100% to football.
Yeah, no, there's all that happening. I think in the background, but it's not been one for Troy. I think he's focused on what he wants to do. I think it's then them final few percent that actually allows you to get the performances week in, week out that he's delivered. And I think the final bits will come for him. I'm sure of that. I look at him and said it to the guys this week. If you look at our attacking players, how well they defend, I think that for me is kind of epitomises the culture and the team first mentality that we have here. That everybody attacks, everybody defends, everybody commits to what we're trying to do here. And Troy's a really good example of that. And I think that's when I look at it and what he's contributed to the team is his defensive responsibilities and how hard he's worked. And then obviously some of the impact he's had in attacking areas has been really good. So he's in a good spot, as are a lot of the guys, and it's on all of us now to try and keep that there.
I asked him how much he wanted a goal, and he shrugged it off a little bit. But I think we all saw his reaction, in the last game when he missed his effort, and a goal would do him a lot of good, wouldn't it? I mean, it was going to do the team good, but a goal would do Troy the world of good.
Yeah, of course. Look, he's any attacking player, right? They want to score and create goals, and he's obviously fully aware of that. But like I've said to Troy, that if you keep churning out the performances and working as hard as you can, it will happen. I think if you look at the last few games, he's got into really good goal scoring areas. It's not a case of him not even looking like scoring. He's actually looked quite dangerous as well. So and that's where on the training pitch and the video we have to look at it, and we have to continually work on it. Replicate what chances he's getting in games, and then go out, practice it, and it'll transfer into the game. There's no secret to it. So I have no issues in terms of, I have no concerns on when he's going to score a goal. It'll happen, I know.
Rotherham next then, and Rotherham on the road. It's fair to say when Rotherham came to Stadium MK, it's a pretty convincing victory for the visitors, and they're a side that have really asserted themselves in this division so far.
Yeah, and you have to give so much credit to Paul Warne and his staff. I think he's done an outstanding job. It's a conversation actually after the game I remember having with him. It was really good to hear him talk and hear some of the experiences he's had Really liked it. And like I said, he's done a terrific job. When you look at the team and how well they've bounced back, and how well organised they are, how fit they are, how honest they are. And then some of the quality they've got. They've got some really dangerous attacking players which can cause you real problems. So I have to say it's probably the one game this season where you look at it and over the course of the whole game we deserve to lose. So again, I think that'll be the good thing for the guys to see how where we are, how do we manage ourselves. I feel like we've come a long way since then. I think the group are in a really good spot in managing momentum in games. I felt was a big one that day. I remember we started the first goal I think was offside, but the second one was against the run of play a little bit. We actually started the second half reasonably well and started to get a foothold, and then conceded, which was something that we would have spoken around. How do we manage momentum in games against really strong sides like Rotherham? So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to see how the guys step out there.
And you use the word organised, and for me, from what I've seen of Rotherham, every single person in that side knows exactly what they're doing, where they need to be, how they need to do it, and they do it consistently. And I guess that's why they've been so successful this season.
Yeah, and I think that's underpinned by the culture that's been created there. I think when you look at everybody that buys into the team, from the outside looking in, it looks like they're not a group that will carry egos. They won't carry people not committed to the team, and that's really refreshing. I think when you see that, I think and credit to our guys. I feel like we have that in-house here. When I look at the guys and I know the guys and how honest we are, how hard they work, and that's kind of epitomised the run we've been on. So I think it's a really good game with two informed sides.
Rotherham and Wigan in a three-game, little patch with Cheltenham tucked in between. Are you looking at chunks? I know you look at the next game. I get that, but it's an interesting little chunk, isn't it?
You're getting tired of saying that every interview now, aren't you? I know you look at it game by game. Hey, look, it's a really good week. It's yeah. When you look at it, obviously a couple of home games as well. So I think obviously we travel up this afternoon, and then we look at that. Obviously, we naive to say we're not getting prepared for Tuesday as well. I think you can't then just be completely reactive off of the game tomorrow. We have to have our plans, we have to prepare, and then obviously we have to adapt, depending on the outcome of the game and, how we get the players through it. So I think, that for me is kind of where we're at. It's a really good week. It's a really exciting week, and like I said, hopefully we can take the good form that we've got into a really challenging week.